Texture Animator gives motion to your textures using eye-ray or texture shaders. Eye-ray is recommended for final renders using Texture Animator to benefit from all features. Other shaders will have varying results. Let me show you how to use it. This is a tablet and I have created a texture for it that has the entire screen I want to show. The textures also have the same name, followed by a 0 padded number indicating a frame number. If all you are doing is moving a texture or changing opacity, then you don't need any special naming convention. We will be setting luminance, so I am also assigning emission color to the same image. Posy, will you help me with the demonstration?
I would love to help.
For interactive motion, first animate your character and the object.
I'm gonna swipe. And now zoom in. Maybe click a link? Arg, nothing works! This tablet is broken.
We just need to animate the texture. Select the object in the scene pane. Now go to the Texture Animator. Choose the texture in the Texture drop-down. If you are unsure if it is the correct texture, which happens on objects with many textures, click the Hide button to test. If the surface disappears, you found it. Click the Hide button again to return the texture. For this scene, we want to move the tablet screen both horizontally and vertically. We will also want to scale it. As you click each button, the button changes to indicate it is active. To remove a property, click the button again. You now have 4 new sliders in the parameters pane. Go to the frame where your texture starts movement. Adjust any sliders as needed. Also tweak any unused settings to make sure a keyframe is created, or use the timeline to create keys. Don't forget to refresh your timeline to show the new settings. Now go to each point where the texture needs to move. Adjust the sliders to match the motion intended. This will take fine-tuning for synchronized animation to texture movement. You should also change any keyframes from TCB to linear.
I'm gonna swipe. And now zoom in. Maybe click a link? That's much better. There's more to do, isn't there?
The texture used for this demonstration is animated. The file name must be consistent, preferably starting with a simple word like frame or image. The next value needs to be a 0 padded incrementing number. This number is important, as we will see soon. For animating directly from Daz Studio, I recommend using the plug-in Camera Director. Camera Director will create files in this format. Once again, select your figure in the scene pane. In Texture Animator, verify you have selected the correct texture. Now enable the texture animation. A new slider is created for Animate Texture. Go to the point in the timeline where the animation should start. Set the value to the number of the image you want first. Now go on the timeline to the last point of animation. Set the number to the last image to show. If your animation is a loop, set the number to the number of frames to show, not the number of images. When the value in the timeline exceeds the number of images you created, it will start over at the lowest number. You can also adjust the end number on the slider up or down to change the speed, or set the animation to only run for a short time.
I'm gonna swipe again. And zoom in again. Clicking the link again too. I like this tablet now.
To add more realism, we will change the opacity and luminance of the screen. With the screen texture selected, enable opacity and luminance control. There is now a slider added for opacity and another for luminance in the parameter pane. As the tablet is in low power mode before Posy touches it, I will set the screen opacity to 10% and verify the luminance is 0. Go to the timeline and move to the point in animation you want to change.
Wow, this tablet is so much better. It swipes and zooms and glows. I'm gonna go read while you finish up the video.
For making an entire object appear or disappear, enable the All Opacity control. This creates an individual slider for all textures. The animation group contains a subgroup for textures, and each of these is an individual texture. However, you just select the animation node and control all the opacity elements from there. Now the tablet can vanish.
Hey, I was finished reading.
With Texture Animator, a television, a computer, or a display can be turned on and have a screen update. A fire can dance in the fireplace. Your characters can be caught in the rain.
Why rain inside? Just why?
Status messages can update on your robot.
Can you give me a robot?
Look for Texture Animator in the Daz Store.
May I have the tablet back?
How about a robot with a moving status panel, blinking lights, and holding the tablet?
Can you really do that for me?
Do you want to play a game? Maybe thermonuclear tic-tac-toe?
That is awesome! Thank you!
Let Texture Animator add life to your animations.